Okay, we are live on the Pixel Podcast. We're just waiting for the stream to catch up. And there it goes. Video is live. Yeah. Here we are. Hi guys, welcome to the Pixel Podcast. I'm your digital host for the most, Danny Deceptive Cobra Monhan. And with me is, as always, right above me, is the most smexy Baroness. Say hi.
Hi.
And in the upper corner, we have Sherry. Say hi.
Hello.
And a first-time comer to the Pixel Podcast, which we've got to give him shit for, is Patrick down in the corner.
Obviously. Hello.
Obviously. Hello. And today we're going to be talking about a whole range of different things, including we actually have a sponsor for the Pixel Podcast. Oh no. So yes, we're going mainstream. And we're going to be talking about Day 1 DLC and just general DRM/DLC in games. So, first things first, I'm going to start off with what have you been playing, Baroness?
I've been playing Astaria. And then, of course, Monsters Legends.
Mm-hmm. And you, Sherry? What have you been playing?
Astaria.
Nice.
And some nincompoopy Facebook games here and there.
Cool. Probably. I know you've been playing Farmville a lot.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to stop doing that because they're talking about making it a subscriber only now.
They take over the world.
Oh,
For
wow.
a
Facebook game.
Yes.
For a Facebook game, that's ridiculous. Okay, and Patrick, what games have you been playing?
I've been playing a ton of Destiny on the PlayStation 4 and Warframe on my computer.
I've got a quick question about Destiny. Would it upset you if Destiny came out on PC, or would you get it on PC?
I would be heartbroken. Because I wouldn't know if I would stay on the PlayStation or go to the PC. If I could transfer all my stuff, I'd be like, all right, maybe this is plausible. But if I can't, I'd probably be like, I'm sorry, PC.
Honestly, deep down, I would like to see Destiny be multi-platform.
That would be amazing.
I'd like to see it on PC as well as Xbox, as PS4 and Xbox and all the other consoles. I would love for it to be cross-platform, like they do with War Thunder and Warframe. Warframe is now apparently cross-platform as well.
They do the same thing with Final Fantasy XIV.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it with the PlayStation, and you play with people on the PC.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? I would love for it. See, I remember the very first console that introduced, and it was a console that introduced cross-platform, was the Dreamcast.
Oh, the Dreamcast.
The Dreamcast and the PlayStation. It was a tie between the Dreamcast and the PlayStation 2, because the PlayStation 2 had a game called Monster Hunter, and I actually have it, in which you could plug in a keyboard and talk to people who are playing the PC version of it in Japan, because it only came out on PC in Japan, not the rest of the world, which really ticked me off. And on the Dreamcast, it was Crazy Taxi. Because in Crazy Taxi, again, you could take a keyboard. They actually even had a keyboard controller. It was a full-size keyboard that had the Dreamcast controller cut in half and wedged on either side of the keyboard. The thing was huge. It was like 30-plus inches. It was a full-size QWERTY keyboard with a number pad and the controller literally hacked and then glued onto the side of the keyboard. It was ridiculous. Funny at the same time, but ridiculous. And so, what games I've been playing, now some of these games expect to see video reviews of on the gaming channel, and some not so much. I've been playing on the PC, I've been playing Titanfall, I was streaming it earlier. Titanfall, Resident Evil HD Remake, I got a key from Capcom for that. Not a bad game. Completely changed the whole Resident Evil series, TV show. They've completely changed how the game plays. Instead of it being the original Resident Evil 1, what they've done is they've taken the original Resident Evil HD remake that first came out on the PlayStation 1 and made a HD remake of that. So in theory, it's a remake of a remake. It's not actually a proper remake. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you got the puzzles from the original game, that have been tweaked and then tweaked again. So if you follow any of the original guides that you find online, that says, "Oh, go into this room. Move this book out the way. There's the key." I tried that. What was in there was shotgun ammo. I'm like, well, this don't fucking help me. Yeah, where's the key? You know? So I spent like an hour running around in like 6 different rooms trying to find the key, only to find out the key was on the corpse of a dead zombie I'd already shot.
Oh.
Yeah. So I've been wasting my time on that. I've also been playing a game called Mechs and Mercs. It's a tactical RTS tactical game. It uses the Unity engine, so it's a bit iffy on graphics. I honestly, I'm going to recommend that you skip the game. I wouldn't even pirate it. It's not worth it. It's really that crap. It's an indie company, and they sent me a code and wanted my honest feedback to it, and my honest feedback was a frowny face and a thumbs down. that was
Wow.
my honest. I was like, guys, you're doing great, but this looks like it belongs on Facebook. It's a Unity engine game. Unity is a Facebook style engine. It should be on Facebook. You know?
No, I was giggling at Prodigy over there.
Oh, hey, Prodigy. And yeah, don't download and stream at the same time. No. See, now what done me in was the left click and the right click on the mouse do the same thing to the same units. Unlike in Command & Conquer, you can do like Shift A, which is attack move, which means they move to that area you clicked and they attack anything they come across. Well, there's none of that in this game. So you've literally got to micromanage every unit, and to scroll from one side of the map to the other takes like 5 seconds plus, and it's like click, then you got to wait for the camera to catch up, click, then you got to wait for the camera to catch up, click. It's ridiculous, because so by the time you get to the unit that's being attacked, it's either at half health or already dead. It is a brutal freaking game. It really needs either patching or something like that, and I pointed it out to them. I've been playing a lot of Insurgency. Oh god, Insurgency, and on PlayStation, on the Xbox 360, I've been playing a lot of Forza 4, Forza 2, a lot of my racing games. You know, I actually did manage to get a couple of hours play in on Sid Meier's is it Civilization 5? I think it's Civ 5. Let me double check. It's in my Steam library. Strategy games. It's Sid Meier's Civilization Beyond Earth. Sorry, it's Beyond Earth, which is basically just Civ 5, but in space. That is absolutely ball-achingly fucking crazy hard. Because you start in this like space pod. You start in this space pod, and the space pod itself, when you land, you're immediately surrounded by alien creatures that want to just invade your base. So the first unit you've got to build is soldiers, and soldiers take 12 turns. So you've got to try and pray and hope that the AI doesn't send a single fucking solitary pissant unit into your base and end your game immediately within 12 turns. And I'm like, this is a ball ache. You know? To the point where, and that was on easy. You don't want to see what the game's like on Nightmare. And so I've been playing a lot of that. I'm probably going to be doing a Let's Play on that sort of style, you know, relax. Because I've been doing a lot of gameplay footage playing in the background and me just waffling on sort of videos. It was called the Cobra Commands video, where I was talking about a specific thing in my past and stuff like that. But a lot of people, they left comments saying, you know, why don't you make it less about the gameplay and more about you? Because, I mean, it got to the point I was starting to start off talking about myself. Something happened in the game, and I was like, oh, and I start talking about that, and I'm like, you know what, you're right. So what I've decided to do is record the audio beforehand, and then record the game footage, and then put them together in Sony Vegas. So I'm not even talking, because I don't even know what game I'm putting the footage to, you know what I mean? So I've been doing that a lot. I just started doing a whole bunch of modeling videos for my Malavictus channel, which is going to be about timer ICs. If you don't know what an IC is, it's a little processing chip, and LEDs, light up model kits. I've also been working on some older model kits that I got off the shelf and tweaked a little bit to get some more work done on those. But that's the one game that has literally been taking up all of my time, I'm not gonna lie, is War Thunder, because I have been trying to get footage for this new video series I'm doing, the War Thunder tutorials. I'm currently doing one on the battle rating system, and I think I've nailed the mathematics down. Because remember me showing you, honey, how sometimes there would be like a battle rank 3.0 plane and a battle rank 1.7 game?
Yes.
I figured out how that fucker's doing it. So, and I've got to do it, have it work as I'm recording it, and then put it in the video. So, it's a pain in the ass. And it's a risky thing, but the reward pays off, as they say. So I've got that video series coming up, along with some other tutorials on what upgrades to get first in tanks. Like the repair kit, the fire extinguisher, stuff like that. What not to spend your eagles on, and what to spend your eagles on. Like a buyer's guide. A rough buyer's guide. I've been doing that. Getting some footage for that as well. Been playing a lot of Soviet tank destroyers. I'm really digging the ISU 152. That is such a fun little derpy tank. It's like playing the KV2 in World of Tanks, It's like, enemy tank halfway across the map. Derp. He's dead. Ha ha ha, In arcade mode, of course. Don't try it in realistic, because your shell's just going to go poop and explode like 4 feet from your tank.
Of course.
Like it does in real life. Now, that's what I've been playing. Now, what have you been watching TV-wise? Michelle?
Oh, goodness gracious. You would ask that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, because, you like watching your shows.
Wow. There's a series out that I believe has just recently came out, which is called Strange Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Also Lost Girl. It's on its fifth season, where Strange Empire is still on its first.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the NCIS, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Not the New Orleans and the regular one.
The NCIS, you mean?
Yeah, NCIS.
Kelly's
And that's been taking up a lot of my time.
Yeah. What about you? What about you, Sherry? What have you been watching TV-wise?
I just got done watching the season finale of the, what is it, 4th season of American Horror Story.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd have to say, by far, it was my favorite season. It was really good. It was, when I went into it at first, I was thinking, oh my god, a freak show? Really? Come on. Mm-hmm. I hate clowns. I hate circuses. It turned out to be a lot more than just that.
Mm-hmm. What about you?
Also trying to catch up to the newest season of CSI.
Mm-hmm. And what about you, Patrick? What you been watching TV-wise?
I have been watching Game of Thrones.
Getting ready for the new season, I take it.
Yeah.
A Game of Thrones whore, huh?
Absolutely.
Don't blame
Either
you.
that or Netflix.
Oh yeah. Shows I have been watching. Good lord. On Netflix, I have been watching the what would be considered reruns of the original A-Team. MacGyver. I went on an 80s kick, so I started watching the original Knight Rider, MacGyver, Airwolf, all the original shows. Newer shows I've been watching. I've been catching up with House of Cards. I'm waiting for the new season to drop, which I believe comes out on the 27th of this month. The whole season, the whole of season 3. That's what I got like about Netflix, is they don't just do an episode each week. They will do the entire season. So if you really want to skip the entire story and just go right to the finale, you can. But I don't do that, because you lose the context of the story. So I'm going to be watching Game of Thrones season 3. I'll be doing a marathon probably on a weekend or something when I'm not, got stuff to do. I've got that. I've been watching that. I've also been watching, Doctor Who, of course. I love my Doctor Who. Even though the Christmas special was a bit of a letdown, I got to admit, it was a big freaking letdown. Other than that, I've been watching classic Doctor Who, reruns of Star Trek, the original series, Kirk, best captain ever. That's pretty much what I've been doing. I've been watching a few episodes of other shows to get reference material for model kits that I've been building, like the History Channel's World at War. I've been watching the Pacific Theater campaign. to get the paint schemes and camouflage right for my Japanese fighter planes I got for Christmas. Which is actually a really good series of episodes you should watch. I watched... oh god. I want to say American Ninja. Is it American? Yeah, it's American Ninja. I've been watching American Ninja. I watched a 90-pound soaking wet girl actually get all the way through the entire assault course, as where Marine drill sergeants couldn't get past halfway through it. A 90-pound soaking wet chick that I would literally probably split in half if I took her over from behind. Did it.
Oh my god!
Wasn't that the one that had the bodybuilder boyfriend that ran up the tower to get to her or something like that?
Yes. Yes. And I watched that and I was like, holy cow. It was one of those eye-opener moments. Where else have I been watching? Of course, I've been on YouTube. I've been watching Epic Rap Battles, A History, and some other YouTube channels like Philip DeFranco. Philip DeFranco, as much as I don't agree with his other channel like SourceFed, I really do like the videos that Philip DeFranco does. He's a great YouTuber. I've never met him personally. I would like to, so I could punch him in the throat. But yeah, I mean, when you like someone, when the first thing you want to do is punch them in the throat, So there's that. I'm pretty sure I want to be punched in the throat several times by people, so it's all good. I've been watching that. I've been watching mostly I've been watching reruns of stuff. I've been trying to catch up to TNA Impact Wrestling. I'm a big wrestler fan. Love my wrestling. Not much of a WWF fan. I'm sorry. It'll always be called WWF. Don't start with me with that WWE shit. Okay? It'll always be called the WWF, and it'll always be called the WWF with me. And so I'm not much of a WWF fan. But TNA Impact has been really on a storyline wise really been pissing me off, because that you can tell that some of their stories are influenced by other wrestling associations like the WWF. In the WWF, you've got the Authority, which is Triple H and his whore of a wife, Stephanie McMahon.
Oh.
And they're in charge and stuff. Well, now in TNA Impact, they've got the Beatdown Crew, which is MVP, Low Key, Samoa Joe, Eric Young, and Kenny King. Kenny King is the sort of person that I would not miss if I found out the next day his throat had been cut and he's sleeping in a horrible Motel 6 room. I wouldn't cry. I wouldn't shed a bloody tear. I would crack open a beer and celebrate. I just can't stand Kenny King. He can't wrestle. He's all flash and fluff and filler, just like a Twinkie. But he's not as fulfilling as a Twinkie. So, he can't. No, seriously, he can't wrestle. He can't wrestle to save his life. And it shows, which is why he's not in any major story arcs, The only reason why he's basically an extra character in the Beatdown Clan is because they need an extra fifth person. And no other person wants to get involved in that crap, story-wise, But apart from that, I've been watching, again, mostly classic shows and comparing them to, especially storyline-wise, as I was saying to you guys earlier, if a movie director can't suck you in through the story of it, they try and suck you in via flashes and explosions. See, I've noticed American directors, their idea of getting you into the story is big explosion, big explosion, big explosion, guns that never run out of ammunition, big explosion, big explosion. Isn't that right, Michael Bay? But in truth, look at a European director like Kubrick. Kubrick, granted, was an American, but he lived in England. He was a European-style director. For example, if you look at the movie John Wick, bloody great movie. If you ever get a chance to see the movie John Wick, get it. Get it on Redbox, get it on Netflix, just get it. It's a really good movie. Very, very, very compelling movie. Within the first 8 minutes of the movie, I paused the movie, got up, grabbed my dog, my Staffordshire Bull Terrier, and I hugged him so hard I think he shit out a lung. Literally, I just squeezed the crap out of him. The storyline of the movie is John Wick is a retired hitman. His wife is dying of a terminal illness, and when she dies, her parting gift to her husband is she leaves him a dog, and it's a little beagle, and there's a note that says on the little animal crate, "I don't want you to mourn alone," and so he starts to get to like the dog. I mean, the dog sits in the passenger seat of his Boss 429 Mustang. You know what I mean? And they start to bond, and he stops at a gas station to fill up the car, and this snot-nosed little punk kid's like, "Oh, nice Boss 429, how much?" And he goes, "Car's not for sale." And so the kid in Russian calls him a punk, and Keanu Reeves looks at him and in perfect Russian says, "I ain't the punk, bitch." And you could see this guy was shocked that an American actually knows Russian, you know what I mean? Drives off. They later find out where he lives, attack him, beat him, and kill his dog. Steal his car, and that's when he comes out of retirement, and the rest of the movie is about John Wick trying to kill these 3 motherfuckers that killed his dog. It is a good fucking movie, because you'll see him in the middle of a firefight, all of a sudden he's like, click, runs out of ammo, empties the gun, reloads the gun in front of the camera, Wait a minute, they never do that in movies. It's like, click, click, shit, clink, pop, and he puts another 2 into the guy's head. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Plus the fact that he actually uses what's known as gun fu. Gun fu is a style of martial arts that uses firearms. So, for example, he's in a close quarters engagement. He runs up, hugs the guy, with his legs, like wraps his legs around the guy. His full weight pushes the guy down to the ground, rolls him over on top of him to stop him from getting shot, shoots the guy back, then shoots the guy landing on top of him, and then rolls over. You know what I mean? It's that sort of fluid motion that they even taught us to do it in the British Army. And that's what sucked me in. I was like, fuck me, whoever's the fight coordinator knows what the fuck he's doing. Unlike certain Chop Socky movies, I can say. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Again, I Am Legend, that's another movie that gets to my heart. But no, if you ever get a chance, guys, see the movie John Wick. Okay, it stars Keanu Reeves. And I know most people are like, ew, Keanu Reeves. No, this is a Keanu Reeves Matrix style Keanu Reeves. You know what I mean? It's like he's finally gone back. It's no longer the last samurai, the final samurai sort of Keanu Reeves, where he's like mostly just stoned out of his gourd sort of thing. No, this is a return to Keanu Reeves being a fucking damn good actor again. I honestly believe that this movie is going to get him more lead roles. It's such a good movie. It's called John Wick. If you can't, no, I don't advocate piracy, but if you can, don't go to rerbg.com, okay, and don't download it. You know what I mean? But if you can, see the movie. It is bloody good. If I see that movie listed at a movie theater and I've got $15 in my pocket, I will go pay to see the movie. It is that good. Now, there's not a lot of movies of late that have made me want to get up, walk away from my computer, get in my damn truck, go to a movie theater and pay, $7 for a soda and, $6 for a popcorn, and then pay $15 for the seat. You know what I mean? Not many. Not even the new Ninja Turtles, and don't even get me started on that. That's not the Ninja Turtles. That's a Michael Bay. Should be called the Teenage Mutant Ninja Michael Bays. Okay? And that's one. I've found myself watching John Wick at least 2 or 3 times normally when I'm like over they're working on a model kit or whatever. I'll have it playing on in the background as background noise. And normally when you put a movie on for background noise, it's just because you want something other than the sound of a Dremel or, you know what I mean? But no, I actually find myself stop working on the model kit, come back over and sit here watching the movie like this, and realize, oh fuck, shit, the movie, and go back to the model like a half hour later, and because it's that good of a movie, it will suck you in, especially the first opening, 10, 15, 20 minutes. I can guarantee you, after you see what happens to that poor little beagle, you're going to want to grab your nearest animal that you love with all your heart and soul, and you're going to rock it like it's a baby. I can guarantee you, this hard-ass British fucking, tank driver, I can fucking, I'm not afraid of anything. Literally, my heart broke when I saw his character burying this dog. To the point where I got up. It was like 3 a.m. Michelle was in bed. I dragged my dog off of the bed, picked him up, and he had this look on his face like, "What are you doing, Dad?" And I carried him like a baby. A fucking 100+ pound damn dog, and I'm carrying him like a newborn. And all I did was sit on the sofa and I cried. I fucking cried. Because the mere thought of that even happening to my dog, oh dear Lord, John Wick better move over.
No, you watched that when I was at the doctor's, honey.
Yeah, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It does that to me every time. I mean, I could watch the movie again right now and I'd still get up and go grab my dog. Because it tugs on that heartstring, as I was saying to you guys earlier. If a director cannot suck you in through the story arc of the movie, you're not going to enjoy it, regardless of the actor, regardless of the franchise, like the Ninja Turtles. I really wanted to get into the Ninja Turtles, but I couldn't. Ow. Echo.
What in the hell?
Ow. Thank you. But I really couldn't get into it because everything I know and love about the Ninja Turtles, they were turtles in a laboratory, that escaped and the ooze and whatnot. No, these turtles turned out to be fucking April O'Neil's pet turtles when she was a kid.
What?
Yeah. I'm like,
that is not how it went.
That kills the fucking story arc right there. And what continued to kill the story arc for me was Shredder was a white guy, not a Japanese guy, and had mini rockets and fucking everything else already in his shoulder pads and everything else, and I'm like, where's the Foot Clan? Where, what the hell? It just, no, went to fucking, there's no Rocksteady, there's no Bebop, there's none of the actual proper villains from the original cartoon, you know what I mean? And I'm like, this is ridiculous. I literally, I just stopped watching the movie after about half hour to an hour. I was like, I can't watch this shit. I'd rather go watch Gone with the Wind in Russian with no subtitles, than this crap. And it is literally crap. And it's no wonder that it's actually a flop in the box office. It's actually lost money, along with Transformers. Transformers lost money. The first 2 Transformers made money. The third one broke even. The fourth one, Extinction or whatever, literally has lost money hand over foot. Because all it is the same shit. And the storyline's completely out of whack. Like the fact that there's Grimlock, but it's not Grimlock.
What?
Yeah, the T-Rex that you see Optimus riding, is Grimlock, but it's not Grimlock because it doesn't talk.
Okie dokie.
It's stuck in T-Rex mode. It doesn't transform into an Autobot. So then, therefore, it's not Grimlock then, is it? Do you see what I'm saying? They totally just no. And there's a Bounty Hunter Transformers now. What? Since fucking when? Again, stop taking the piss on my fucking franchises and killing them. It's like the whole... They leaked the A-Team 2 script, and the literal public outcry forced Liam Neeson and Rampage Jackson to say, we don't want to play these roles anymore. It made Liam Neeson turn down the role, and Rampage Jackson, an MMA fighter. The literal amount of hatred that everyone on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you freaking name it, came up with. Reddit even. Just, oh my god, these actors were like, I'd rather do Taken 4 than this shit. You know what I mean? You know it's bad when the outcry even scares an MMA fighter into not doing the sequel. Why? Because guess who's gonna fucking direct it? Michael, I like goddamn Explosions Bay. Seriously, I can't stand my motherfucking money. Yeah, that's all you're after, you little dick. Long-faced, horse-chopped-looking fucking prick. No, but again, we was talking about it earlier. Tarantino, great director. Loved, I love Tarantino's older stuff. Like his original stuff. I still can't. Bellhop. That's the fucking name of the movie he did. Bellhop.
Mm-hmm.
I love Bellhop. I loved the first Kill Bill. And I love Inglourious Bastards. I absolutely love those 3 movies. That's like Scarface. You have to have a copy of Scarface in your collection, or you're not a movie guy. Okay? Every MTV Cribs you see, what's right there? Scarface, Blu-ray, DVD, Laserdisc, VHS. They've got a copy of it. You know what I mean? You have to have a copy of frickin' Scarface. Well, for me, I have to have a copy of Inglourious Bastards. Period. Because it's just one of those movies I absolutely love. And ironically, this is one thing that most people don't catch on. The character that Brad Pitt portrays in Fury, he's wearing the same uniform that he did in Inglourious Bastards. And yet no one catches on to it. No one catches on to it. Even to the point where they even used the German medals. There's a scene inside Fury where Brad Pitt finally dies. Yes. Behind him on the wall is the medals from the German SS officer that the Jew kills with the baseball bat.
Oh, wow.
It's a little Easter egg inside Fury that not a lot of people caught on. Now watch, all these people in the chat room are like, holy crap, let's go back. So they're going back to that one scene where they see Brad Pitt get blown up by 2 hand grenades. Which, by the way, ironically, when you see the Germans throw them, they're the actual stick grenades, which is the grenade on the stick. Yet it's 2 American grenades that fall inside the tank.
Well, there's a bit of a noopsie.
Movie physics, right?
Yeah.
Go figure. Also, I got into a bit of an argument with Wargaming Europe on their YouTube channel. They did a thing on Tiger 131 in Boddington Museum, saying that Tiger 131 is the only Tiger that is still 100% functional. My answer was bollocks. Big, hairy, mammoth, elephant-sized bollocks. And I literally linked 12 other Tigers that are in better condition than Tiger 131. And Wargaming goes, oh, no, they must be replicas. No, they're not, because 2 of them I actually worked on. And I know they're not replicas. Unlike the other one that's in the Boddington Tank Museum. See, Boddington Tank Museum actually has 2 Tigers. Tiger 131 and Tiger 213. Tiger 213 is actually a T-55. It's a Soviet tank that's been made to look like a Tiger. And that's the one they drive out at the Boddington Tank Museum. Out doing their tank fest. And no one realizes it. Because Tiger 131, they do drive Tiger 131 as well at the Boddington Tank Museum. But it's only Tiger 213 that you're allowed to stand on as they drive it around the track. Because it's not an actual Tiger. It's a T-55. And I pointed that out to him. I'm like, that's not a Tiger. Oh, yes, it is, son. I'm 12 years old and I'm arguing with the creator of Boddington Tank Museum, telling him, no, that's a Soviet T-55. It's not a Tiger. Oh, well, what makes you say that? Okay, if they're both Tigers, okay, why does that Tiger have seven road wheels and that Tiger have 6 road wheels? Something that's fucking obvious. It's staring you right in the damn face. It's missing a road wheel. And how comes that Tiger is about maybe a foot longer than that Tiger? And how comes that Tiger is about 2.5 inches taller than that Tiger? If they're both Tigers of the same year, 1943, mid-production.
So what crappy excuse did he give you?
No, they're both Tigers. He literally lied through his fucking teeth. Lied through his teeth. To the point where the History Channel went to Boddington Tank Museum to do a thing on Tiger 131 before it went into the movie Fury, and the creator actually turned around and said, no, this one is actually a Soviet T-55 that we retrofitted to look like a Tiger. And it was actually Tiger 213 that they used in the scene where where Fury, the Sherman, actually puts 2 shots into the rear end of the Tiger. It's not Tiger 131. Because Boddington Tank Museum said, no, you're not shooting Tiger 131. So, that aside, one of the moderators of Wargaming Europe's YouTube channel got into a fucking argument with me. So I posted the names of the Tigers, the museums, the phone numbers, the faxes, and pictures of each Tiger. Where they came from. The names of the tank commanders in both German and Americans, or Russians, or British when they were captured. Literally, I gave them so much information you could choke a dozen donkeys. And then I posted them the Wikipedia link, where it says everything I just fucking said. And then their only answer was, oh, well, it appears you're right. And I'm like, it's not about right or wrong. It's about shut your fucking pie hole and stop making Tiger 131 apparently the only working Tiger. How about you get off your fucking fat Belarusian asses, get onto a fucking plane and fly to these other fucking museums and do a fucking special on these Tigers as well. Stop fucking gilding the lilies, you sack of shit. That was my answer. And after that, apparently I'm not allowed to say anything else on their YouTube channel. Because every time I try to say a comment on the Wargaming Europe videos, it's like, an error has occurred. Yeah, I can leave comments on other YouTube videos. I honestly think I'm the first person banned on YouTube from putting comments on someone else's channel. Because I called out Wargaming Europe on their shit. Oh, and that segues into this one. Gaming news and updates. World of Tanks patch 9.6. Where the fuck do I begin? I know, I'll begin at the what the fuck. Each game will have a what the fuck and a yay moment. World of Tanks patch 9.6. The what the fuck. In World of Tanks patch, I think it was 8.2/8.3, just before the French tanks were added into World of Tanks, so that should tell you something. They did what's known as an accuracy dispersion increase. Now what that means is in World of Tanks, your reticle, okay, when your tank, you move your turret or your tank or your chassis, your reticle blooms to like this. That's the average circle of where your shell is going to go. Even though your barrel is right here, okay, literally pointing right at the enemy tank, if your dispersal pattern is this wide, the shell could literally apparently leave your barrel of your tank mid-shot and just hit the ground right over there. Well, enough players, including esports teams, screamed enough is enough. So, what did they do? They fixed it. They gave every tank an accuracy increase. And about less than 2 days after the patch went out, everyone was screaming that tank destroyers were too accurate and that they've got a view range advantage. And that the only thing that can spot tank destroyers is other tank destroyers, light tanks or medium tanks. So heavy tanks and artillery were fucked. So what did they do? They increased the view range of medium tanks. You think that balances it out, right? No. Then the tank destroyers were screaming that artillery was too strong, so they nerfed artillery to try and bring a balance to it. Well now, in patch 9.6, they're rolling back the accuracy buff. They're literally going back to post-patch 8.3. So, your reticle bloom is going to be worse. Oh, and by the way, they're nerfing the view range of every tank destroyer in the game. Except for premiums. So if you've got a premium tank destroyer, not only do you keep your camera rating after you shoot, not only do you keep your camera rating if you move, but you keep your view range. So, the E25, one of the only tanks that Wargaming have ever put out for general consumption purchase that has now been removed from the game, keeps its camera rating when it fires, keeps its camera rating when it shoots, still fires an 8.8mm shell in every 2 seconds, which is breaking the laws of physics, but it keeps its view range increase. So its view range of 390 meters will stay the same. Yet the Stug 3G, which is the non-premium version of the E25, gets an accuracy nerf, a view range nerf, and a camo rating nerf. So if you're a fan of tank destroyers in World of Tanks, you've literally just been fisted in the arse without lube with a fist the size of the Statue of Liberties.
Sounds painful.
Yeah. And they're calling that a increase, a positive game update. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, and then to add more shit onto this horseshit pile, they've taken 3 of the best known esports maps that have a lot of undulations and areas where it's good for medium tanks and tanks with good gun depression and dispersion to hide behind and whatnot, and they're making them flat. They're taking out some of the hills, some of the undulations, and literally they're making them flat as a damn pancake. Why? Because the Soviet players and the Chinese players that have no gun elevation and no gun depression have been bitching so much that they have literally decided to take their 3 best maps, which they recently buffed, and nerfing them to make them flat again. And then on top of that, this is the... I'm continuing with the what the fuck moment, okay? They're taking 4, I think it's 3 or 4 American light tanks, and they're nerfing their speed, saying they're too fast. So they're taking the M41 Walker Bulldog and taking it down from 67 kmh down to 50 kmh. They're taking the M5 Stuart and knocking it down from 33 kmh down to 21 kmh. They're the 2 I remember from the ASAP video. But they also mentioned 2 other American light tanks that they're nerfing. Not to mention that they're actually increasing the frontal armor of the IS-7 again. They've already increased its speed, giving it an extra 150 hit points and an extra 10 meters to its view range, and increased its reload rate by half a second. But now they're giving it more frontal armor. Stop polishing the turd. The IS-7 was a turd tank. The IS-8 is a turd tank. I know Russians that call it a turd tank. Your own people call it a turd tank. You're still sticking to it. How fucking stupid are you? This is why they are literally losing, and this is the best part. This is the upside to this patch. Okay? That's all the shit out the way. Let's get to the good stuff. Good stuff being that Wargaming have openly said that they have that they have lost, okay, over 10% of their player base to War Thunder.
No, that doesn't surprise me.
And my prediction is they're going to lose another 5% because of this patch. So, all you War Thunder players, get ready for the peekabooing, annoying motherfucking tank players from World of Tanks to think, I can peekaboo, I can peekaboo, I can peekaboo, and have them scream and call you a hacker because you one-shot them, because they're used to having hit points in a tank.
I've already ran into a few. One game, I was just getting started out and somebody decided to smack my tank, flip me, and then just proceed to go on.
Mm-hmm. Now, when that happens, you can just activate your tow hooks, and a good Samaritan can use their tow hooks and flip you back over. Now, this is where the War Thunder patch comes in. Now I'm going to talk about the War Thunder patch. Now, the Mighty Jingles has been posting stuff about the new hardcore realistic mode in War Thunder. I think it's amazing. I did get into a few games, and I absolutely love it. I really do. But there is a downside to it. Some of the basic functions don't work in that game mode. For example, if you have a Tiger 1, your machine gun works. But if you have a Tiger 2, your machine gun doesn't. You have a T-34, your machine gun works. Have a T-34 mod 1941, doesn't work. Works for the 1942, doesn't work for the T-85. Do you see what I'm saying? And, okay, you got an enemy Stuka coming at you, and you're in a T-34-85, but your bow machine gun doesn't work. You are fucked. Do you see what I'm saying? They haven't added the machine guns to all the tanks yet. And they're also talking about doing on the test server, they keep talking about adding more AI. And if you noticed on some of the maps in War Thunder, there actually is anti-tank guns that have been abandoned by crew. So I'm thinking, are they planning on manning the anti-tank guns? Because if they are, that means a lot of tanks are going to be taking HE. For one reason. Human soft target. You don't want to use an AP shell because it's not going to do shit to them. Use a HE shell. Big explosion. Lots of human pieces everywhere. Ta-da! You know? And now, back to the world of tanks. What the fuck? I'm the clan owner of the Iron Legion in World of Tanks. And I have told every member of the Iron Legion we are not doing anything clan-based until Wargaming admit that they are trying to make the clan wars absolutely fucking ridiculous. Because now, not only can you constantly call in airstrikes during a clan match, but you can also call in air support in the form of Stuka dive bombers, B-17s. How can a tank in World of Tanks that doesn't have any machine guns shoot down a plane? There is no SPAAs like there is in War Thunder. So these fighter planes are just going to fly around the map all day, pegging you, lighting you up on the mini-map, so the enemy knows exactly where you're at. So you've made light tanks, in effect, obsolete in clan mode. Where's your brains in your ass? You've literally made an entire tank class obsolete. Which is why I hope to God when Armored Warfare comes out, everyone in fucking World of Tanks is going to wake the fuck up and leave the game in droves and force Wargaming to wake up and listen to the player base, not their fucking personal bias. Because I'm not even going to go anywhere near to the fact what they've done to the Tier 10 Premium. The British tanks. Okay. In 9.6, they're taking what is currently the Tier 10 British heavy tank and making it a Tier 8 medium tank. They're going to give it no armor, practically no speed, and the gun is completely dog shit. It is literally going to be the British version of the FCM 50. FCM 40, sorry. And I'm like, what the fuck? What the hell is the lead developer thinking in World of Tanks right now? Because obviously he's thinking is in his arse. And he's getting pounded by someone with a strap on. Probably a Filipino. Like the other devs in Warframe. Don't even get me started on Warframe right now.
Damn.
Do you see what I'm saying? And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? There are days when I spend more time going through the patch notes, okay, on the test server and various other things going, what are they thinking? What do they think? What? Literally, I can't even finish the words, what the fuck. I am literally appalled by each amount of shit that I'm seeing on the screen. To the point where I want to climb on a plane, go to Wargaming's HQ and blow it up. With them inside it. To save the rest of us. I want to be the anti-Wargaming Christ version. And save everyone. Let my pickles go. Seriously. Seriously, I want to be like Moses and part the fucking building, find the fat bastard who's the fucking lead designer in World of Tanks, and literally cut him in half. Just to say, you're welcome. So, and then now it's getting down to the whole World of Tanks fanboys, War Thunder fanboys. And it's gotten to the point where Jingles, we're going back to YouTube here, it's gotten to the point where people like Jingles and Baron and a few others that have done occasionally, you know, War Thunder or World of Tanks videos, has literally split their viewer base. Has split it in half. It's like me. If I post a War Thunder video or do a War Thunder stream and my World of Tanks followers come in, they're like, oh, scoff and leave. Same as that. If I'm playing World of Tanks and my War Thunder followers come in, they scoff and leave. I can't please them both. Which is why I've completely dropped World of Tanks. I have completely dropped World of Tanks. I will not stream World of Tanks. Not until they A, fix the fucking graphics engine and make it multi-core and multi-GPU supportive, because I'm sick and fucking tired of having a kick-ass fucking gaming rig, okay, literally brought down to its knees by inferior fucking Russian coding. I have to download a hack, and it is considered a hack to hack the World of Tanks executable so that it acknowledges I have more than one processor. And that hack, okay, causes the game to actually crash in certain instances. Just so I can get 2, 3, 4 more frames per second. Because it's not using all of my GPUs or all of my processing cores. And if you're using an AMD processor, good fucking luck. Good fucking luck. There has not been an AMD driver update for World of Tanks since post-patch 8.9. And Wargaming have openly said, we do not support AMD, we support Intel. And I'm like, okay, so why don't you have SLI enabled in your game? Oh, we will when we switch to the Havoc engine. When are you switching to the Havoc engine? Give us a fucking date. Because each and every other sequential update, we keep saying, is the Havoc engine being implemented? Because Havoc engine natively supports multi-CPU and multi-GPU. Oh, no, we're pushing that back to patch 9.10, whatever. That patch rolls along. Oh, no, we're pushing it back. We're pushing it back. We're pushing it back. Stop kicking the dead horse, you sad, fat fucking Russians, and give us what we want. Swap us over to the fucking Havoc engine, or fuck off and go do fucking MySpace games. Get out of the fucking business. Just sell off your World of Tanks franchise and just, for God's sake, stop doing anything with World of Warplanes. Just fucking stop. Just fucking stop. And as for your World of Battleships, fucking jog on. I mean, literally. And you know, I don't fucking care that I'm breaking my NDA. I don't fucking care. I'm in a fucking battleship. A battleship! Okay? 188mm front guns. And I have to be 200 fucking yards away to hit another battleship. Are you drunk? Ask any fucking Navy personnel. Average distance of engagements for battleships, they'll tell you. It wouldn't be shy of 12 miles. 12 miles? But no, 200 meters. Literally, face-hugging the motherfucker. I could smell the fucking caviar and fucking vodka on the enemy fucking captain's breath. And I'm still missing. Way to go! You dicks. Just, seriously, put the mouse down. Step away from the keyboard, turn your chair around, find a very short, very high cliff, and take a long walk off of it. Because you fuckers are stupid. Fuck you. I swear to God. I swear to fucking God. Angry fucking Koreans could make a better game. Okay? Kim Jong-un could make a better fucking game than you guys.
Oh, God.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah. Trust me. It just... You have no idea. The technical alpha, which I was in on World of Warships, I logged in, and literally it looked like there was artifacts everywhere. Graphically, it was like... all over the place. And that's just the game trying to apply textures to my fucking battleship. I'm like... The fuck is... I thought my graphics card was overheating. The artifacts were that bad. No. Just turns out that the fucking game just is really shitty fucking optimized. So, 9 patches later, you think, okay, so... And in between those 9 patches, it had fixed the optimization problem. So the next patch comes out, I log in, it's doing the exact same shit. Blah, 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 blah. What the fuck? They literally took 12 steps, whoop, back. And I mean, everyone's like, oh, but there's no video. All you gotta do is go over to YouTube, type in World of Battleships in-game video. You will find like a fucking bajillion of it. Yet Wargaming keeps saying, you're under an NDA, you're under an NDA, what are you gonna do, ban me? Oh, I've been banned! Ah! Banned from a fucking game I don't play anymore. Big fucking whoop! I'm sorry, but it's ridiculous. Okay? Now, Armored Warfare. If I get into the beta of Armored Warfare and I don't suck dick like fucking the Mighty Jingles has, okay? If I legitimately get picked by the game developer to be in the fucking game, you bet your fucking bippy I'm going to stick to that fucking NDA. I won't even mention that I'm even in. I'll say, no, I didn't get in the beta. I will lie through my fucking teeth to my own priest and my own fucking mother about that game. Why? Because I want to be part of that fucking game. The fact that it's not nations. This is the one thing that the game that they have released about the game that makes me want to play it. One, you are not a nation. So it's not England, it's not Russia, it's not fucking China, Japan. What you get is a tank dealer. So, for example, I'm a mercenary. I don't have no allegiance to any nation. And a tank dealer comes to me and says, I've got a Soviet T-55, a British Centurion Mark II, an American A1 Abrams. You know, he will literally list you the tanks he's managed to 5-finger discount. You know what I mean? And then you pick the tank. I could be a Russian, okay, driving a British tank. Or I could be a fucking Japanese driving a Chinese tank. I could be any nation driving any tank. And each crew that you have, you cannot take out of the tank and put it into a different... You see what I'm saying? That's another thing I absolutely fucking love. Okay? When I was told to drive... The tanks I was driving was a specific set of tanks. Now, if they was to hand me an M1A1 Abrams, I'll look at them and say, okay. And look at it, and the fact that there's a steering wheel in that tank, don't even get me started on that shit. I'll look at it and go, I don't know how to fucking drive this piece of shit. Because I don't. And that's how Armored Warfare works. When you get a tank, you get a crew. The only crew member that you can swap out is the commander. And even then, the commander can only go in certain other tanks. Not every goddamn tank. I can't take my commander from my Chinese WZ-131 and then throw it in a Type 5916 and just go click, click, retrain. No, 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 no. You can't do that. Not in that. Each tank, when you buy it, comes without a crew. And you then have to go to basically a fucking Craigslist, if you will, of mercenaries that are qualified to drive, to gun, to radio that tank. And then you buy, you hire your crew. Do you see what I'm saying? Which makes a lot more fucking sense. Other than just, throwing in ping pong, ping, ping pong, ping, ping in my fucking Chinese tank. And I apologize if your last name is Ping or Pong. I'm not racist. But you see what I'm saying? It makes a lot more sense the way that... And that's the thing. Armored Warfare is done by Oblivion. Oblivion is a fucking RPG company. And they're stepping in to this arena because they know that wargaming and World of Tanks is not a fucking threat. It will never be a threat. Because wargaming is still in a fucking cave, throwing rocks, going ugh ugh, dragging their fucking knuckles. And the fucking War Thunder is pretty much, a higher evolved intelligent alien. You know what I mean? They're two completely different kettles of fish. I mean, again, as Jingles keeps saying in his fucking videos, if you want to play artillery, you're going to have to learn to have a cup of coffee in one hand and a mouse in the other, because that's all you need.
Hey, honey, there's a comment in chat for you.
Yes, exactly. Plus the visual armor visual armor upgrades. And for some reason it didn't go. It left dynamic full screen. Why did you leave dynamic full screen? Goddamn Skype. Full screen. There we go. Yes. As you're saying, Imagical. Yes. Is the fact that when you upgrade your damn tank, it's not just, oh, let's just add a machine gun on top of this turret. No, 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 no. For example, if I want... And that's another thing. The upgrades you get can completely change how the tank works in combat. I could get explosive reactive armor for my Sheridan or my Patton or my whatever. And it completely changes the role of that tank. I could get electronic warfare kit for my tank, which means missiles can't lock on to me. There will be missile launchers. There will be Sabart rounds. There will be you know what I mean? And unlike World of Tanks, if artillery is targeting me, my fucking radio officer says, yeah, I picked up chatter about artillery in this area. So you move your bloody tank! You know what I mean? It's not this, beep, beep, we've been spotted. And you don't think, oh, nothing's gonna... BAM! What the fuck? Because an artillery just literally took out both your tracks, your gunner, your driver, your loader, wounded your commander, your engine's dead, your barrel's gone, your ammo rack's fucked, and your will to live is gone because you've only got 5 hit points left. Thank you, artillery and World of Tanks. That shit won't happen. If you're an artillery player in Armored Warfare, you're gonna have to use both your fucking hands. They've openly turned around and said, if you want to play artillery, you are going to have to use both your fucking hands and your brain. And I'm like, well, there goes artillery support then, because everybody knows if you play artillery in World of Tanks, you're about as smart as... Because literally, you're standing there with a cup of coffee in one hand and a mouse in another. With a baby strapped on your lap, you know? Just hit the spacebar, please. And the baby's even learned to hit the spacebar when you tell it to, like a well-trained puppy.
Oh.
You know? And that's you just saying, reloading in X amount of seconds. Or you even get a mod nowadays. If you're that lazy, you get a mod that automatically tells everyone on your team when you're reloading and your reload time. You see what I'm saying? Literally, it's just become playing artillery is just script kiddie. Always script kiddie. Always fucking script kiddie. And it pisses me off. Because there's no skill involved. It's like when we was playing Titanfall earlier, Patrick. And I was explaining to you, the auto pistol, no skill involved. No skill involved with the auto pistol. It's just get it in range, pull the trigger. Beep, 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 beep. No fucking skill involved. Which is why I like using the battle rifle and the shotgun. And, you know, I like to use weapons that you have to use fucking skill. Which is why, if Titanfall ever allowed you to have your own personal servers, the first thing I would do, the moment an idiot loads into one of my games with an auto pistol, he dies instantly. And I mean, literally, the moment he pulls the trigger, beep, kills himself. I'll have the auto aim pistol aim yourself right in the forehead.
Call it the dumb pistol.
Yeah, and I literally would call it the dumbass pistol. Okay. So why all of a sudden... what the hell is Skype doing? God damn you, Skype.
Whoa.
Yeah, tell me about it. I hate Skype's acting up.
Holy cow, Patrick's everywhere.
My face is everywhere.
I know! Yeah, it's fixed.
You'll learn to love me. I'm the bomb.
I'm the bomb!
Corners of Patrick everywhere.
Well, it's fixed now, guys. It's fixed. No.
Wow.
But no, I mean, some of you guys in the chat is going to disagree with me. Some of you guys in chat are going to agree with me. There are certain mechanics within games, the meta game, as I was explaining it to you earlier, Patrick, the meta game. Mm-hmm. There are certain meta games within the game that once you've perfected it, you're not playing a game anymore. Echo. You're not playing the game anymore. You know what I mean? It's like League of Legends. In League of Legends, if you don't have this staff, these boots, this sword, this, and this, by this turn, you're dragging the team down. That's why I don't play League of Legends. Everyone keeps telling me, just stream League of Legends, you'll get your 400 followers and like that. And I'm like, no, I will not play League of Legends. I won't stream it. I won't play it. I will play it with some friends and only friends. Like there's 8 of us in one custom built room. I will not play with anyone else. For that one reason. League of Legends is the world's most toxic game in the world, period.
It is. They get brutal.
So's Dota. Dota's the exact same way. Dota 2, and Team... It goes League of Legends, Dota 1 and 2, because they're both equal, Dota 1 and 2, then Team Fortress. Literally in that order. And then after that, it builds off into like Call of Duty, Battlefield, it goes off into other games. But the world's most toxic game environment is League of Legends, to the point where they've added a karma system, which is if you say type X amount of words or say X amount of profanities, you actually get bumped down in karma rating. And so they only put you in a room with other sort of like-minded individuals. I'm like, so you just breed cesspools then, in theory. Star Trek Online, I believe, is the 5th most toxic game environment to play. With not League of Legends, the one where you play a god. I can't remember what it's called now. Smite. With Smite being 6th on that ladder. You can actually just Google top 10 most toxic game environments, and number 1 is League of Legends.
Kelly, you would do that.
Of course you would. It's Kelly. But no, number 1 is League of Legends. With I think Star Trek Online is like 5th or 6th in that list. With the least toxic, for crying out loud, the least toxic games, like environments that you play, are racing games. No, I'm serious. How can you auto-aim in a racing game?
Well, that's true.
There's no aim bots for a racing game. There's no script kiddies for a racing game. On average, there is more hacks for first-person shooters, RPGs, and MMOs and everything else than there is for racing games. Why the hell do you think I play racing games on my 360? Because it relaxes me. Yeah, I don't care if I go sideways in my GT40 and wreck the rear bumper on the side of a fucking Bugatti because he failed to pull over. That's the Bugatti's fault, not mine. Granted, I'd like to get out my car and beat the guy in the Bugatti to death because he ruined the fucking classic 69 GT40. But it doesn't matter. It's a fucking game. Do you see what I'm saying? No,
the forefront end of that gremlin.
It was the fucking F40 Ferrari. He wouldn't move over. I had right of way. All right, god damn it. And
Rude.
I know, fucking rude. And so yeah, I like to play racing games on my 360. Okay, I like to play the Forza franchise. I don't like playing. I've played maybe an hour and a half of Forza Horizons, and I'm not digging it. It's just it's all DLC. Literally when you start the game up, there's an immediate 8 gig download, and they want you to pay $20. They make you download the DLC. They make you download it. And then they charge, it's $20. I'm like, $20 this, my friend? For $20 I could go to McDonald's and hit the value meal and have 20 fucking cheeseburgers for that, And piss, moan and complain after I've eaten 6 of them and want to throw up. But the point is, there's so much else I could get for that $20, it's not worth it. Hell, I could buy a model kit, some glue and some paints for $20 and literally build me a model kit of the car instead of buying a virtual DLC version of it. And see, that's another thing that pisses me off. In Forza, as you rank up, like from like 19 to 20, you get a car for hitting 20, and that's a unique car. You can't get it any other way. Okay, and it's one of 3, so you have to pick wisely, which is why I had you pick some of them for me, honey. Remember? Well, in the new Forza Horizon, you can just buy it outright with a microtransaction. So with a microtransaction, I can buy 3 level rank 50 cars and just drive them and power level myself all the way through. Yeah, well, which leads into the H1Z1 thing. Now, the biggest controversy in gaming right now isn't Deflategate about the whole fucking Patriots deflating their balls. It's about a game called H1Z1, which is, as they're calling it, the DayZ killer. Frankly, I don't care for that sort of zombie survival. My favorite zombie survival is the Resident Evil series, except for Resident Evil 5. Big fan of Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. After that, just went downhill. Now, in H1Z1, the biggest issue that they've got right now is the fact that you can call in an airdrop package. It will contain a gun. It's not a may. It will contain a gun, it will contain ammunition and various other supplies. Problem is, it's like $15 to $30 for this, and you're not guaranteed to get it because it drops like a care package. So it's like the Hunger Games, it's whoever gets to it first. You know what I mean? Again, that's breeding a toxic environment. So, for example, if I had H1Z1 and you had it too, Patrick, and you too, Sherry, okay, and we banded together, we've still only got a 3% chance that we're going to survive.
Jeez.
Because other players who have already got a care package that dropped close to them, which, by the way, right now the biggest taboo is assholes that are, getting the sniper rifle, and you can only do this with one specific sniper rifle that you can only get from the care package. They get the sniper rifle, they wait for care packages to come in, and then they get within like 100 meters of where the care package is, and they go on Overwatch, and they watch the first person that walks up to the care package, they snipe. The third person, they snipe. The second person, they just snipe people that are going after the care package until they leave the server, and then they walk up and grab the care package. And they didn't pay for it. They didn't pay for it at all. To the point where they're now advertising. Okay, they're advertising this shit on gaming forums like Reddit and a few other places. Oh yeah, for $100 you'll get M16 rations, bandages, a backpack, and a car for $100, and I won't kill you for like 20 minutes. And
you can walk away.
Yeah, and they're doing it via fucking Bitcoin and fucking Bitcoin and PayPal. So literally, you jump in. They're like, okay, give me your in-game name. You give them your in-game name. Okay, fine. Transactions dealt with. I'm here. You go there. You do the transaction, and literally the guy will say, you got 20 minutes to run, boy, or you're next. After you've paid them $100, they're literally they are holding people at ransom, and Sony's okay with it. This is why I won't play H1Z1, not because of that shit, but because the game company itself is allowing it to happen. Which means if they don't care about the game, what on earth makes you think that they're gonna care about you?
It's on PC for beta version.
Yeah. On Steam right now for $20. Yep. Paying for a free-to-play game, because once it goes out of beta, it's going free-to-play. Mm-hmm. So what's the fucking point? Why don't you just make it free-to-play right now, and just keep the microtransactions? That makes a lot more sense. But no, we're still going to charge you $20 for the game. I can get blown for $20. And I'd probably enjoy it more. That would be one epic headshot. Headshot.
Hell, there are some MMOs that can be pretty downright toxic as well.
Yes. Well, World of Warcraft is one of them.
Oh.
Repels.
ESO.
Yes. World of Warcraft is one of them. Repels is another one. The Asian market area of Final Fantasy, because there's the Final Fantasy Online MMO. The Asian one, they're racist. They're flat out racist. If you say hi in English, they'll start fucking on you like crazy. It's all Asian, to the point where some of the GMs are like, you speak Asian or you get out. I'm like, alright, Google Translate. You can go blow a donkey, you fucking raghead. Cut, paste. I'm out! And I'm gone. You know what I mean? Literally. In some games, the environment is just so toxic. As Legend says, so I wasted $20. At the end of the day, Legend, I may jump on it and do because I do have planned on doing a scary movie, a scary game night where I'm going to be doing Aliens Isolation. It's all about the greed of money and put in their pocket. Exactly, you're right there, Niche. You are right. It's about money. See, that's the thing. Sony is losing money. They're bankrupt. Sony loses. Okay, Microsoft and Sony lose on average $200 for each console they sell.
Wow.
Yeah, they're losing money because they know they make it back in the licensing fees for the games. So a game company like Destiny, okay, like 343 Industries or Destiny, whatever, when they want to make a game for that console, they have to pay that console creator money for that game to go on the console. That's how Microsoft make their money back. That's how Sony make their money back. But the problem is, a lot of people, this is why we PC Master Race, the reason why they're saying if it's not on PC I don't want it, is because, and this is the thing, some game companies are saying, fuck you, we're only putting it on PC, because they don't have any licensing fees to do. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like that stupid serial killer game that wasn't going to come out, because it's like you're playing some idiot who no one loves and never got enough hugs as a baby, and he goes out with a fucking AK-47 and just mows people down. And that's only coming out on PC, because Xbox said, oh yeah, we'll put it on the indie thing on the Xbox One, but you're going to have to pay us like $100,000. And the game company's like, we're an indie company. We don't even have $100,000. We were kickstarted for $50,000.
No.
You know? So Dave Yule, the creator of Steam, because Steam took the game off of their library. Dave Yule put the game back, apologized to the game company and said, we're sorry, you know. And they were like, hey, it's all cool. GOG, Hatred, that's the name of the game, Hatred. Hatred is the name of the game. It's called Hatred. In which you play some weird, you look like the lead guitarist from Slipknot. You wear this stupid weird metal mask. You have an AK-47, long hair, a trench coat. You always look wet for some fucking reason. And you know, you've got like hand grenades and knife, and it's like it's just a remake of Smash TV, except for it's not Smash TV. You know, you're walking around and you're shooting people on the street, cops, you know, innocent bystanders, little children, animals. It doesn't fucking matter. Okay, you're just a fucked up guy who never got enough hugs as a kid. Okay, pretty much that's it.
Oh yeah, that's something really nice to be teaching our kids.
And honestly, when it comes down to it, I am a gamer. I love games. I love playing games. I don't care if it's free to play. I don't care if it's pay to play. I don't care if it's pay to win. You know, I like playing games. Granted, I'm not going to lie, I have pirated games. I'm not a hardcore pirate. I don't wear a patch. You know, you know, if I like the game, I will buy it. I'm honest. I will flat out. I will buy it. I will buy a CD key on one of the Russian websites for like $5 and get a $60 game. I don't give a fuck. But Steam's kind of clamped down on that now. But there are some games I won't pay for because they're just that shit. Hatred is going to be one of those games. I can just say it. It's all hyped about the violence, but when it comes down to it, it's going to be crap. You know what I mean? I can just feel it's going to be crap. Now, when it comes to older games, I loved Star Wars Galaxies. Star Wars Galaxies was my MMO. Absolutely loved it. Every time there was a Galactic Civil War event, you would see Malus Calgar, my commando, and Nan Fett, my Imperial medic, standing side by side saying, let's fuck some bitches up. You know? Why? Because I just loved Star Wars Galaxies. I absolutely loved it. To the point where I actually have several emulators of Star Wars Galaxies on my PC. Okay? I love Star Wars Galaxies. What did Sony do? Sony pulled it down. Say, oh, we're getting the servers ready to make room for Matrix Online. Matrix Online fucking failed. You know what I mean? So bring back Star Wars Galaxies. Oh no. We're buying Pox Nora. Okay, they bought Pox Nora. They had the IP for a month and then sold it to another game company. Sony it's like Dragon's Prophet. Okay? Sony does Dragon's Prophet. They're on the verge of selling Dragon's Prophet to another company. Because Sony cannot get or keep a fucking game. So, I hate to see what's going to happen to this H1Z1. I really do. I hope it does succeed. Okay? I'm not for... Because at the end of the day, what you've got to realize is, it's not a game you're playing, it's someone's livelihood. A server an IT maintenance, the GMs, everyone has to get paid. Okay? Like me. Hey, donate button down there. Press it. Everyone has to get paid. Speaking of which, I'll put the sponsors up. You know, everyone has to get paid, okay? Including us. Okay, I live stream, bills have to be paid, internet has to be paid, games have to be paid for, subscriptions have to be paid for, you know. Everyone has to get paid, okay? And I'm not against that, which is why, again, like I said, if the game is worth it, when I play the game and if I find the game is worth it, I will buy the game. Okay, I will fork out the $40, $50, $60 for it. Unless the game has bullshit day one DLC crap. In which case the game can go fuck itself. Laugh all you want. Seriously, laugh. I mean it.
Just the way you said it. Just the way you said it.
They can just go fuck themselves. Okay? Because I will not play a game. I will not buy a game. I will not rent a game. I do not want to own a game if it immediately has day one DLC, because that is content that the game creator purposely withheld from you and is holding it for ransom. And yet the FCC, you know, all these other fucking gaming regulations say that that's fair and legal. Really? How about I sell you a car, but take the steering wheel with me and tell you, pay me another $50,000 and I'll give you the fucking steering wheel.
Or charging you per tire.
Yeah. Or per stitch in the fucking Corinthian leather seats. It makes no fucking sense. Okay? It's like other people said in the chat room about H1Z1. It looks like a fun game. It looks like it's got its shit together. I'll tell you that. It does look like it's got its shit together. Unlike DayZ, which is still falling apart. Even though it's a fucking mod of Arma 2. The mod version that goes with Arma 2 is in a more stable configuration than the actual standalone. That should fucking tell you something. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is the guy doing? He's had like 2 years to get this shit down. And he hasn't. He hasn't got his shit together. He hasn't done jack fucking shit. The updates he's been putting in is like, oh, we finally got the textures on white t-shirts to look right. You lazy fucking prick. How about you get the game to be stable first before you're worrying about making the shit look good, let alone actually the fact that it is a turd.
Just like they did to Assassin's Creed.
Exactly! Do not get me started on that. I'm sorry, the best Assassin's Creed period was Black Flag. Absolutely lost my shit with Black Flag. I'm on my own fucking boat. The ocean textures. Put the thing on Ultra. If your system can handle the game on Ultra, crank every fucking setting to Ultra. Oh my god, it was like a visual orgasm for my eyes. Granted, the parkour's the same, the sword fighting, the countering system is all the same from the original Assassin's Creed. But Black Flag was the shit. And I got my copy of Black Flag for free. Because I got a GTX 660 graphics card. So I got Black Flag for free, and I got Splinter Cell. The new Splinter Cell. Chaos, not Pandora's, whatever. The new Splinter Cell. I got the new Splinter Cell and the Black Flag for free. And then I got another fucking NVIDIA graphics card, and it gave me something watch. Night Watch, Guard Watch. Anyway, the one where you're a hacker. And it's basically...
Watchdog?
What?
Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs, yeah. And it gave me Watch Dogs for free. And I'm sorry, but Watch Dogs is fucking... the pop-in, the textures, oh my god. The fact that you have to download like 1 million mods just to get the game to have stable frames. And that's with a fucking Titan graphics card. So my poor little Podink 660 doesn't stand a chance. You know what I mean? Yet it will run Black Flag on Ultra with like 70 plus frames per second. Smooth as silk. It will run fucking Splinter Cell, maxed ultra settings, smooth as silk. Battlefield 3, even with Mantle. Battlefield 3 with Mantle, smooth as silk. Battlefield 4 with Mantle, I was getting maybe 60, 63 frames. When it dipped to about 45 in certain areas. You know, the whole tessellation and particles per inch issue that they had with the original Mantle before the update. You know, and so when it comes down to it, okay, when it actually comes down to it, I like games that aren't just necessarily all flash in the pan, you know. I just like a game that has a good story context to it. Now, Halo. I'll get onto Halo. The whole Spartan Master Chief collection for the Xbox One. That was a complete fucking turd. That had been stepped on by an elephant when it first got launched. You couldn't even do multiplayer. The only reason why I even play Halo is for the multiplayer. Because I like to shoot people with a battle rifle and SWAT and call them a turd. You know? You're a turd. You're a turd. You're a fag. You're a turd. You know? But no, the multiplayer was fucked. You couldn't even play multiplayer. I was like, fuck this shit. I'm going back to Halo 2 on my PC then. Yes, I still play Halo 2 on my PC because the multiplayer still has a thriving player base, believe it or not. And I'm like, wait a minute, it's the Halo 2 that's supposed to be only playable on Vista. Whatever, you can get patches for that shit now. You know? Well, when Windows 10 gets launched, apparently you can play the Halo Master Chief Collection on PC, because Windows 10 will be able to emulate the Xbox. And I'm like, well, it's about fucking time. You know what I mean? All an Xbox is a fucking 3-core piece of shit, fucking 4870 crap fucking Nvidia piece of shit, you know? Fuck, my PC couldn't go that slow even if I put a dual core in it. You know? And I'm like, it's about... And see, again, with the whole licensing fees, a lot of gaming companies, like the Destiny guys, and Bungie, and fucking Respawn Entertainment, and they're all seeing the light, and the light's shining in the Halo on a fucking PC. Because there's less licensing fees with PC, there's more distribution platforms on PC. Yeah, granted, piracy is a lot higher on PC than it is on a console. And don't tell me you can't put piracy on a console. Fuck you. Yes, you can. Okay? You can pirate on a console. Okay? But you can also pirate on a PC. And then this is where the whole DRM, DLC shit comes in. Now, the point I'm trying to make is, I refuse to play a game when there is day one DLC, because it's content that was originally removed from the game and is being literally held to ransom. You know what I mean? Like, oh, now, if it's something stupid like skins, I don't care about that. But if it's an integral part of the game, like why the hell is every Porsche in Forza 4 DLC? Seriously, Microsoft? I'm looking right at you. Seriously? Every fucking Porsche in Forza 4 is DLC. Everyone! Why have it in the game then? Now, Gran Turismo. The one thing I loved about Gran Turismo is they had a used car market. Literally, in the original Gran Turismo, on the European and Japanese discs, not on the American discs, there was an option when you go to buy a car, you could go to the dealerships and pay out the arse for the cars, or go to the used car market and get cars that you can't get at the dealerships for a fraction of the price. Like, when I got my Mitsubishi Evo, the Evo Mark 6, you couldn't get it in the Mitsubishi dealership. All they had was the Evo 7s, the Evo 8s, the Evo 9s. They didn't have the Evo 6. The only way you could get it was the used car market. And the used car market would update depending on what day of the week it was. So, Monday, there's an Evo 6. Tuesday, there's no Evo 6. Wednesday, there's no Evo 6. Thursday, there's an Evo 6. Do you see what I'm saying? The day of the actual week that was in the BIOS of the console determined what used cars you had. What you could get a hold of. And why can't they do that for Forza? Why can't they have a used car market? They do. It's called the Marketplace. But you have to have Xbox Live to have that. So if I wanted to buy a 65 Mustang, but I didn't want to pay the DLC fucking price, I can pay like 1 million credits to another player in the middle of Portugal or fucking Paris, France, or wherever, and get the fucking car without paying DLC. So I'm not fucking over Microsoft, because obviously Microsoft got their $1.99 from the French dude or the guy from Puerto Rico. Or you see what I'm saying? They got their money. But I just don't seem to understand why the hell is every goddamn fucking Porsche in Forza 4 DLC. Every Porsche in that game is DLC, except for the German knockoff, which is RUF. Now, RUF, which if you don't know, is the German version of Porsche, but Porsche is actually German, so it doesn't make sense. So they've in fact put the same car in the game twice over, so you got the Porsche factory and the RUF factory, and yet you could buy any RUF car, which is just a German version of the Porsche car, but you can't run it in the Porsche class because it doesn't have the Porsche title. So that's like 9 different race classes that are completely locked to you because you don't have DLC for Porsches. Again, you're cutting, do you see what I'm saying? You're cutting large content of your game out and holding it for ransom. Do you see what I'm saying? Which is why I think day one DLC is bullshit. Season passes, bullshit. Okay? You Patrick, you bought the DLC season pass, right? For Titanfall. Yeah. Notice I don't have any DLC for Titanfall. Granted, DLC is like $2.50 for like 6 maps and shit. And I will eventually get the DLC, I'm not going to lie. I will get the maps. Simply because I just find the maps in Titanfall visually stimulating. I like the especially the nighttime maps. Have you seen the nighttime maps?
I actually haven't.
Oh my god, dude. The first thing I did in one of the nighttime maps was I looked up and looked at the stars. I was like, holy shit. I wasn't even paying attention to the fact I was getting shot at by an enemy pilot. I was like...
That's kind of important.
Yeah, it is kind of important. But the point is, I'm like, this is fucking beautiful. The map layouts are beautiful. They're not just symmetrical. They're but the maps are also fair and balanced. The IMC doesn't have an advantage over the militia and vice versa. Do you see what I'm saying? But the maps are just stunningly fucking beautiful. To the point where I'm like, you know what? This is worth it. Plus, Respawn Entertainment is a company of guys that left Activision when Activision was bought the Modern Warfare franchise. They left to go on their own, and the first game they made was Titanfall.
Hey, honey, there's a couple of questions over in the chat.
Ooh, okay. Do you like games that are open world and sailing type games? Yes, I do. I love open world games, but I also like sandbox games. My idea of an open world game is Star Wars Galaxies. Okay, if you've never played Star Wars Galaxies, you're fucking missing out. Okay, trust me, you're missing out. In Star Wars Galaxies, when you went to a planet like Endor, Dathomir, Locke, wherever, you only got one load screen. One. And that's usually you landing on the planet, which is the starport. You can fly the entire planet and not get a load screen. That is how optimized the servers was. You would have player-made cities, right there. You could go into a person's home, see the furniture they've got laid out. It was beautiful. It was considered a sandbox because you had to load it in, but it was a true open world. And I honestly miss that. I want that back in an MMO. And it has to be Star Wars, not this Knights of the Old fucking Republic shit. Where it's like, oh, okay, you want to get on a speeder and go anywhere? No, you have to follow this specific scripted path. Well, then that beats the fucking object of owning a speeder then, doesn't it? I mean, think about it. Do rednecks buy pickup trucks and only go on the highway? No, they go out into the desert. You see what I'm saying? That's when it comes. Exactly. I want them to bring Galaxies back. FPS is being shot at is only slightly important. It's about the scenery. Exactly. It is. Exactly. It is. Yeah, but some of the problems in DayZ SA is many people want guns and more guns and hard for a rocket to put in making the game better because of the player base we've got. Exactly. It's not open yet. It's still alpha. If you want, I can send you a link to the game to look at. Hashtag bring back Galaxies. Exactly. Hashtag bring back Galaxies. I'm going to put that. That's going to be the next. I want that on Twitter. I want that on Twitter, guys. If you're on Twitter.
I win.
If you're on Twitter, hashtag that and add Deceptive Cobras. Okay, add me on Twitter. I'm going to fucking retweet that till my fingers bleed and fall off. Okay? Hashtag bring back Galaxies. God damn it. I miss it. I miss my Star Wars Galaxies. I miss it. I absolutely miss it. I miss it to the point where the one thing I miss most isn't my wife shaking her ass in the cantina. No. The one thing I miss most is during the Galactic Civil War, being there with my clan and having a rebel come out the spaceport, look at us and say, fuck, it's Fang, let's just go. That's what I miss! I miss entire clans of Rebel running away because they see one Fang member. That's what I miss! Oh! I got such a rush when that happened. I literally watched like 6 Rebel faction-based clans come into Bestine, my fucking city, I might add. See one Fang clan member and literally scream on the world server, Fangs in Bestine, just give up, let's go to Naboo. Because they knew they didn't stand a fucking chance.
No, the other thrill you got there was when I was in the frickin' cantina and half the damn cantina was watching me when there was 6 other entertainers.
That too, because I was like, yeah, I'm tapping that. Yeah. Giggity, giggity. You know, I've got to admit, I do miss that. Now, apparently, this was, you know, a rumor a couple of months ago. There was a rumor that they were going to be doing a Gears of War online. And, you know what? If they did make a Gears of War online, I'd probably play it. If it was on a console, I don't like playing first-person shooters with a controller. I'm sorry, I don't. Give me.
And you still have to get on Astaria and get on your little hatchy Voodie.
Yes. But no, I like my MMOs. I like open world MMOs, but I also like sandboxes. Now, a sandbox MMO would be something like Dead Rising. You know, you've got it's technically an open city, but you can't go into anyone's house. You know what I mean? Now, Dead Rising, it's a really good game. I liked Dead Rising 3. Big fan of Dead Rising 3. I actually have it on 360, I think. Is that my 360 or is it my PC? I can't remember. I got it for a birthday present. Thank you, Mike. Rest in peace. And I absolutely loved that game. Running around with a fucking Lego man's helmet on my head, wearing a G-string and a chainsaw. Fucking hilarious. Fucking hilarious. Watching zombies run away from me. But no, when it comes to playing games in general, I just think, you know, the idea of a game is to be entertaining. It's to be fun. It's to suck you in, to bring you into their story world, and that's the idea, right? I mean, look at Halo, the Halo universe. There's so many books and figures and posters and every person, okay, who's a Halo fan, for some reason, absolutely fucking hates Destiny. And I'm like, but Destiny is set in the Halo universe. How can you hate Destiny? You know, and Patrick's like, oh god, no, shut up. See, it is though. That's the thing. Destiny is actually set in the Halo universe. And I'm like, okay, so when's the Master Chief showing up? When's the Spartans showing up? When's the Elite showing up? You know what I mean? To the point where there's actually a live action show based on Halo, and they have actually mentioned Destiny several times within the show. And it's actually sponsored by Microsoft. So that should tell you something. If Microsoft is willing to acknowledge that Destiny is in the same universe as Halo, when are they going to do the Halo-Destiny crossover?
There's so many, like, puns in Destiny about Halo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a level where there's Master Chief's head is a building, if you look at it right.
Yep. Yeah, exactly, because they're both set in the same universe. Which is why Patrick's like, oh no, shut up. But yet...
There's so much talk about the Destiny Halo thing. I've heard complaints about it. It's like, you guys are so dumb. Just stop complaining. It doesn't make sense.
Exactly. It's just have fun. Again, I know I rag on World of Tanks, and I also rag on War Thunder. Okay, I rag on a lot of bloody games. If you say to me, what's my opinion about Game A or Game B or Game C, I'll give you a very blunt, honest, unbiased opinion of that game. Okay? And I don't care if it offends you. Okay, I'm sorry if my opinion offends you, but you need to get tougher skin. Okay? Suck it up, Buttercup. Not everyone's going to have the same, you know, bunnies and butterflies outlook on life as you do. Okay? That's the one thing my drill sergeant first said to me. And another thing, I'm here to entertain. If you find what I say not entertaining, I'm sorry. But you've got to take everyone's opinion with a pinch of salt. Someone right now in the chat room could say, oh yeah, you're a horse-faced, choppy-looking prick. I'm like, okay, if that's your opinion, thank you. Yeah. If that's your opinion, you know what I mean? If that's your opinion, you're entitled to it. You are entitled to your opinion. Same as, which is why everyone goes, oh, why don't you play League of Legends? Or why don't you play this game? Or why don't you play that game? I'm like, one, either I don't own it, or two, I don't have an account with that company, or three, I just don't like the game. Shock fucking horror. I don't like the goddamn game. There's one person on this planet that doesn't like fucking, Smite, and that's me. I can't stand Smite.
I hate those type of games.
I know. I've got a League of Legends account. I've played League of Legends several times, but I am just not interested in it. It doesn't hold my interest. Again, the whole metagame data. If you don't have these boots, this helmet, this, that. But no, I'm sorry. Then I'm not playing a game. Then am I? I might as well just have a macro. I might as well just run a bot program and have the bot do it for me. Same as Hearthstone. Hearthstone, amazing game. I'm a huge Magic the Gathering player to the point where literally off on hand, this is just one set of my libraries for Magic the Gathering. That should tell you something. I'm a huge Magic the Gathering player. I am a huge Yu-Gi-Oh player. I'm a huge freaking TCG player. Star Wars Galaxies even had a TCG game. I used to enter tournaments in that thing and come out like overall 6th, overall 4th, overall 5th in tournaments. You know what I mean? Love my TCG games. Hearthstone, on the other hand, I'm sorry, it needs a deck rating system. Because there's too much focus and too much emphasis on legendary cards. Legendary this, legendary that, legendary this, legendary that, legendary... if you don't have Harrison Jones, or if you don't have Kel'Thuzad, or if you don't... Do you see what I'm saying? There's too much emphasis on the legendary cards that basically makes the rest of the cards in your collection shit. Worthless. You might as well not even have them. Do you see what I'm saying? You can go... There's a website called Icy Veins. They have literally Hearthstone builds, World of Warcraft builds, StarCraft builds. You can type in, free-to-play Warlock, and it will bring up a free-to-play set of Warlocks. And then there'll be like 19 other pages of different libraries that each have either legendaries, rares, uncommons, you fucking name it. They have nothing to do with the thing you're looking for. You know what I mean? And I'm like, too much emphasis on legendaries, which is why... Now, granted, on ladder, you go from 25 to rank 1, which is legendary. Now, I honestly think each card should have a deck rating number. Like, legendaries should be a minimum of 50. Uncommons or rares should be a minimum of 10. Commons should be like 2 or 5. You see what I'm saying? And when you've built your deck, it automatically puts you in a rating system within that ladder. So I could be ranked 25, not have a single legendary, and never see another legendary. Which makes it fun for me and fun for the opponent to play. Instead of me knowing that on turn 6, the frickin' druid's just going to go innovate fucking, Kel'Thuzad, or innovate, Dr. Boom, or innovate this legendary, or that legendary, you know what I mean? Because I know it's coming. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is like fucking rank 25. This is the entry rank. And I'm getting my ass beat by all these legendary fucking decks that are literally just cookie cutters of other people's decks. To the point where even Trump, okay, one of the biggest freaking Hearthstone streamers and players, has said that this game needs a deck rating system. Because he's bored of playing people that shouldn't even be in his rating. Because he beats them in like turn 3. Like, the fastest I've ever seen Trump win was a second turn victory. The player just literally said, I concede, and left. Because he couldn't answer the shit that Trump played. Do you see what I'm saying? It's gotten to the point where, like in Magic the Gathering. In Magic the Gathering, each card has a mana cost. Okay? It's not about the rarity. I could have a common card that has the same effect as a legendary card in Magic the Gathering. You won't get that in Hearthstone. Okay? For example, fuck, what's his name? He's an 8/8. Fight fire with fire when you summon him. He can't attack. He's an 8/8 creature that can't attack, but each turn he does 8 damage to a random minion or player. enemy player. You know what I mean? I can't remember his name right now. It's gonna bug me. Dr. Boom. Dr. Boom is a 7/7 for 8. When he summons 2 mines. These mines, you know, when they're destroyed, will do a random amount of damage to a random freaking creature. The maximum, I think it does, is like 4 damage. So, for example, if I summon Dr. Boom and have these 2 mines, okay, and I purposely kill my 2 mines could potentially do 8 damage to me, plus the 7 from Dr. Boom, in 1 turn. And I've got no counter to that. Oh yeah, Big Game Hunter. Yeah, okay, I've killed Dr. Boom, but the 2 mines can still hit my Big Game Hunter, and in theory kill him. 1 mine hits the Big Game Hunter, knocks his health down to 1. The bomb goes off, hits my Big Game Hunter. My Big Game Hunter's dead now. There's still an enemy mine on the field. There is no counter to Dr. Boom. Do you see what I'm saying? There is no counter to Ysera. Ysera is another fucking Alexstrasza. There you go, Alexstrasza. She is the most broken fucking legend in the game. When she's summoned, pick an enemy hero, reduces health to 15. So I could be a warrior, have like 30 plus armor and 30 health, and all of a sudden I'm at 30 armor with 15 health, thanks to Alexstrasza. Which by that time, usually they've got a combo to get rid of all 30 health and not all 30 armor and knock me down to 0 health. There's no way. They've made the legendaries abilities so goddamn powerful that unless you have the legends, you're gonna get nowhere. Period. Which is why I don't stream Hearthstone anymore. I would love to stream Hearthstone. I really would. But I get people in my chat room saying, "Oh, you don't have this legendary, you're useless," and leave the channel. Literally, to the point where I'm like, what's the fucking point? Again, as one of you guys recently said in the chat room, it's all about money. It's all about fucking money. And it pisses me off. What's so funny? What is so funny?
Chat.
Phoenix called me rude, so I said no. Rude would be me saying that Phoenix needs a haircut because he has a calyx standing up, and it's just gone from there.
I
Dude,
can't see the back of my hair.
dude. One word. Mohawk. Solves it
Can't
all.
see the back of my hair.
Solves it all. Mohawk. Just sums it up. Saves it all. Purple Mohawk at that, because then goes to purple's pimp, you know? Purple Mohawk. Sums it up. Right there. Purple Mohawk. Enough is said. The Mohawk has spoken! Enough said. But no, but like I said, when it comes down to it, I like I'm not a fan of just one specific genre of game. It's like asking me, what's your favourite platformer game? Most people will say, oh, Sonic or Mario. I'll say, okay, so let's see, The Last of Us is technically a platformer. Then you've got Prince of Persia, that's technically a platformer. You've got you see what I'm saying? There's so many platformer games out there, and yet the mainstream one, like Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight is an amazing little platformer. It's an indie game. If you ever get time, look up Shovel Knight. It's a really cool little platformer game. Kind of like it's a Zelda Metroid-ish platformer where you're a knight with a shovel. That's it. You just walk around whacking things with a shovel, collecting gems.
Metroid with a shovel.
Yeah, it's called Shovel Knight. Just Google Shovel Knight. Graphically, it looks like it belongs on the 8-bit Nintendo. Okay, but it is an amazing game. It's called Shovel Knight. It is a really cool game. Again, guys, I want to thank our sponsors for the Pixel Podcast, Cafe Press, Deceptive Entertainment, Razer Gaming Peripherals, eCobra headset, gaming headsets, and Allure keyboards. Thank you for sponsoring the Pixel Podcast. So, if you guys, want to elaborate on anything, go ahead. Speak your mind. But bear in mind, the Mohawk has spoken. What about you, Sherry? Sandbox or open world game?
I like the open world games a lot better. The only one I think I've ever truly played was Star Trek Galaxy, or Star Trek, bah! Star Wars Galaxies.
Star Trek Galaxies, huh?
Yeah.
Is that
I'm
an
kinda out of
MMO? Is
it.
that an MMO when you're on Picard's Enterprise? Number 1, I order you to take
Picard's
number 2.
Enterprise being chased by Vader. Let's just mix everything.
Captain Skywalker. Yes.
Oh
So
man, that
dumb.
would be so messed up.
Scotty says he can't get the Millennium Falcon's dilithium crystals working.
Oh god, don't! I just took a drink of water.
What
I
about
know,
you?
but
What about you, baby?
That's like the prime example.
What about you, baby? Open world or sand?
Open world.
What about you, Patrick?
Open world.
Exactly. Open world's the only way to go. None of this sandbox crap. Who wants to play in a sandbox? It's probably full of cat shit.
I guess if you let your cat in there, yeah.
No, why do you think Dude, the moment I took my daughter to nursery school and realized they had an outdoor sandbox, I looked at the teacher and said, my daughter is never touching that sandbox. Ever. And she's like, well, why? And goes, because it's against my religion. And she's like, oh, okay, I'll make a note of it. Didn't ask me what my religion was or my denomination. And my daughter still to this day has never sat in a sandbox, an outside sandbox.
That's why a lot of the sandboxes you can buy now, you can, when they're done playing in it, you can put a lid over it.
Well, but seriously, that's how humans contract toxic plasmosis. Is through cat shit. It's nasty. It's like abscesses on your brain. It turns you insane like mad cow disease. It's fucking horrible. I don't want my kid to die of that crap. Fuck you. I want my kid to die like an honourable death on the battlefield. Calling everyone a noob, teabagging an enemy, and not paying attention to what's behind her. You know?
Sounds like a gamer problem.
Exactly, an idiot with a fucking auto-aim pistol. Isn't that right, Titanfall? I'm surprised they haven't made a Titan-sized auto-aim pistol. Beep. That would have been OP. An auto-aim pistol for a Titan. That would have been OP. Oh wait, that's
so
right.
Bad.
That's right, they did. It's called the lightning gun. Yeah, I just got to aim in your general direction and the electricity just hits you. Prick. But anyway, you know, I got a random question here for you guys. For you guys in chat as well as you guys in the podcast. What is your all-time favorite game?
Oh, fuck.
Ever?
Boy.
I'm going to ask the missus first.
Are you talking online or are you limited us to offline?
No. No, online, offline, no, denomination. We're not filtering here. What is your all-time favorite game?
There's really only two that I have...
No, one.
I can't choose one.
One.
I can't.
No Mohawk has spoken.
I can't choose one.
Yes,
You
can.
have to.
Yes, you
I
can.
can't choose one.
If the rest of us have to, you do too.
Yes,
Galaxies, because it was Galaxies. Come on. And Astaria, what other fucking game can you play a dragon in?
None.
Neverwinter.
Neverwinter, you could also technically play a dragon in Neverwinter. But no. I would say, honey, Doom. Every time you hear me playing Doom, whether it's PC, N64, whatever copy of Doom I've got, you will spend hours sitting in a chair watching me play.
There's a reason for that. And you know that reason.
You just get off on violent video games, I guess.
No. When I was pregnant with Melina, doofus.
Uh-huh.
And he would sit in front of the TV and play Doom 64, and die like a twat every time. And so yeah.
Okay. So yours is Astaria, okay? You couldn't live with Astaria.
I can't live without Astaria and Star Wars Galaxies. They need to bring that shit
Well,
back.
Galaxies is gone, so yours is automatically picked to Staria.
Okay.
Sherry?
Oh, I'm going old school on this one. Quake.
Quake. That's right. You had me help you install Quake on your machine the other day. Yeah, I remember. What about you, Patrick?
So, out of all-time favorite, I'm gonna say on the Nintendo 64, Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh, I forgot about that one. That is a good one. Ah.
Not the Xbox crap version.
No, the N64 original one. Yeah.
That's where it's at.
Mine was a toss-up between Crash Bandicoot and Star Wars Shadow of the Empire on the N64. It's a toss-up between those two. Because I remember the very first day, it was Christmas Day, I got me a copy of Conqueror, loaned it to a friend, Echo Hun, loaned it to a friend, and he loaned me Star Wars Shadows of the Empire in return. And I never gave him back his copy of Star Wars Shadow of the Empire. It's such a good fucking game. You got first-person shooter action. You got X-Wing, TIE Fighter, Snow Speeder, the Battle of Hoth. It covered literally everything epic for Star Wars. But honestly, I'm going to have to say my all-time favorite game of all time, Sega Mega Drive, The Immortal.
Hey, honey, you got quite a few answers over there in chat.
Okay, let's take a look. Okay. In chat, Galaxies. Grand Theft Auto Vice City, good game. Final Fantasy VII, a classic, a dear classic. I wouldn't say one of my favorites, but Batman Arkham Origins, that is a good game. That is a game I actually bought. Of course, Monster Cat's answer is invalid because his is Draper, which is a song. Let's see. Games I ran as a DM. I would have never played D&D. I know running a DM for you, Risky Kelly. Champion Super Tramps. But no. There are so many games that I've played through my life that they all have sentimental feelings to me. For example, Tekken. Okay.
Love Tekken.
When Tekken 1 first came out on the PlayStation 1, my friend Danny Shipman got a Japanese copy of the game. And that's why my grades went to dog shit. Thank you, Namco. Because I refused to study because I was always playing Tekken. Tekken 1 is a classic because my friends and whatnot. It was just before I joined the youth corps. So there's that. Then there's Tekken, there's Ridge Racer, there's Street Fighter EX Alpha, there's Street Fighter 3 even. There's so many games that all have sentimental value and feelings and meanings to me. But honestly, the one game that I could not live without, that I probably at certain points play it on a daily basis but don't realize it because it's just one of those auto things. There is a JRPG, which is a Japanese-based role-play game. Guess what a JRPG means? And it was on the PlayStation 1, and it was called Front Mission 3. You play a pilot of a Wanzer, which is basically a mech, huge mech. Front Mission originally started off as a Japanese anime, and then eventually got ported over to the Super Nintendo in Front Mission 1 as a JRPG. Same as Zoids. It's in the same lines of Zoids. If you ever had a Zoid toy, which was those robotic creatures that had those little gold and silver toy figures in, you'd wind up or put a battery in it and it'd move around and stuff. Well, Front Mission is on the same lines as that. I played Front Mission 1. It was a Japanese cart using an adapter on my English Super Nintendo, and I had my Japanese friend translate it for me. This is the same my same friend who helped me learn Japanese hiragana, so I could read Japanese. And that was the first time I got a feeling inside my chest that I wanted to explore something other than England. That game made me want to travel the world, which I did. I backpacked across Europe for 4 years. Went to France, Italy, Spain, Germany, Russia, China, Hong Kong, Japan, New Zealand, Australia. I backpacked across literally this entire country, this entire planet. Loved it. Fucking loved it. Got home, I was bored out of my fucking skull. Had nothing to do. Joined the army. When I was in the army, got hooked on PC.